All right, I'm going to go ahead and do the answer key video for 3.1b, which starts on page 11 in your books. So it says here, find the slope and the y-intercept of each line, sketch the graph of each line. So just like we found out in the notes, I've got my format for my equation, y equals mx plus b, right, where m is the number in front of x, that's my slope, that's my rise and my run, and then b, my y-intercept, is that number there at the end, right? So this one's a positive 3. My x value should be 0. Anytime I'm listing out what the y-intercept is, the x value is 0. So that's a 0, positive 3. My slope is negative 2. I'm going to put that negative with the top number. It doesn't go with both. It just goes with the top number. So negative 2 over 5. Because that top number is negative, it's telling me to go down 2, and then the bottom number is positive, so I go to the right 5. From my y-intercept, so I need to graph my y-intercept first. It's at 0, 3, which is right here, and I'm going down 2 and to the right 5, and that's my new point there. I can't go any further than that, so I go back to my y-intercept and do the opposite, right? I start from the y-intercept, and instead of going down 2, I'm going to go up 2, and instead of going to the right 5, I go to the left 5, and that's where this new point is. I can see all three of those points do form a straight line, and then just go ahead and draw your line that connects them. Just like in the notes video, I seem to miss the points a little bit there, but that's not too bad. Okay, for number 2, put the slope in. Remember, if there's not a number written in front of x, we know it's a 1. Well, in this case, it's a negative 1 because of that minus sign in front of x. My y-intercept again is positive. It's 0, positive 2. And my slope is negative 1 over 1, which is telling me go down 1 and to the right 1. So I go over here, I graph my y-intercept first at 0, 2, and then I use the slope to help me find the next point, right? I'm going down 1 to the right 1, down 1 to the right 1, down 1 to the right 1, and I keep using that slope, down 1 to the right 1, until I can't go any further. Once I've gone as far as I can, I go back to the beginning point and do the reverse. Do the opposite. Up 1 to the left 1, up 1 to the left 1, up 1 to the left 1, until I can't go any further in that direction. Now that I have all of my points on that graph, I go ahead and draw the line that connects them. Make sure to include all of the points in there. That time the iPad did a little better for me. For my next equation here, I have y equals 4. That sends off a red flag because I don't see an x right away. This is a special graph, right? This is an equation that doesn't have an x in it. My y-intercept is at 0, 4, which is right here, and because the equation is just y equals 4, that means it doesn't matter what the x values are. You're going to go up to 4 on the y-axis, meaning all of these points are on the line, giving us that horizontal line. Okay, what kind of slope does a horizontal line have? 0. It's got a slope of 0, okay? If you flip to the next page for number 4, this time I do have an x, but I don't have a y-intercept. I don't have my b there. So we know that means it's a proportional relationship. It's going to start at 0, 0, right? And in other words, there is not an imaginary, it's real, it's just not written. An invisible, I guess I should say, plus 0 at the end. So my y-intercept is 0. My slope is negative 2, but that's not a fraction. I need to put it over 1 to make it a fraction. So negative 2 over 1 is telling me down 2 and to the right 1. So I'm going to graph my y-intercept first, which again is at the origin, and go down 2 to the right 1, down 2 to the right 1, down 2 to the right 1, until I can't go any further. And then go back to my beginning point and do the opposite. Up 2 to the left 1, up 2 to the left 1, up 2 and to the left 1. And then now that we have all of the points drawn, we can draw this nice, almost perfectly straight line connecting all of those dots. Not bad. All right, for number 5, same thing happens. There is no y-intercept listed or beginning point listed, so we know it's really a +0 at the end there. So I'm starting at 0, 0 again. And this time, my y-intercept, or my slope, sorry, is 3/2, meaning I go up 3 and to the right 2 from that beginning point. So I'll start from that beginning point and go up 3 to the right 2, which puts me right here. And then I do have enough room to do that one more time. Up 3 and to the right 2. Oh, look at that. It ends up meeting up with the line from our previous problem there. Now go back to the beginning point and do the opposite. Instead of going up 3, go down 3. Instead of going to the right 2, go to the left 2. And there's your new point. And you can see how that's on the same line. We did a good job. If you look at that when you try to go the opposite way and it doesn't look like it ends up on the same line, then you made a mistake somewhere. Go back and look and see if that's the mistake that you made or if one of those other points that you graphed was the mistake. From there, I can do it one more time. Go down 3 and to the left 2. Right, do the opposite or reverse. And then draw your line to connect your points. All right. For these last couple problems here for number 6, my y-intercept I can see is negative. It's got that minus at the end of the equation, so it's 0, -4. Let's go ahead and graph that point first. And then my slope is -1/2. So not only is my y-intercept negative, my slope's -2. And that's telling me that I'm going down 1 and to the right 2. Down 1 and to the right 2 is right here. And then I do it again, down 1 and to the right 2. And then I can't go any further. I ran out of lines, can't go down anymore. So I go back to my beginning point and do the reverse. Do the opposite. Go up 1 and to the left 2. Up 1 and to the left 2. Up 1 and to the left 2. And that's where I run out of space. Now look at this. When I draw my line, I forgot to mention this earlier, I can double check and make sure, whoa. Yeah, let's just do that again. That was really bad. I can double check this and look and see, does the line that I drew at the very least, match up with the slope that's in the equation? Well, the slope that's in the equation is negative. Is my line going down from left to right? It is. So at least I know it's looking like it's correct. And then, of course, when we count, oh yeah, I went down 1 to the right 2, down 1 to the right 2, down 1 to the right 2 from every point. Okay. The last one is another special graph. This one is the opposite, right? This one's missing a y. It says x equals 2. So if I go to x equals 2, that's right here. And that equation is basically telling us it doesn't matter what the y value is. X is always going to equal 2. Well, if x is always going to equal 2, that means we've got this vertical line, at x equals 2. Right, there is no y-intercept. There's none. It doesn't ever cross the y-axis because it's a vertical line. My slope, if you remember, for a vertical line, is undefined because my change in x, I'm not going side to side at all. My change in x is 0. All right, if you still have any questions after watching this answer key video, make sure you talk to your teacher.